Okay, good morning.
Okay, we're in Shin Samach Vav Gimel. Bayis Shemenichim Baha Eruv, a house where they put the Eruv, Ein Tzarech Litein Pas. That house where they put the Eruv, he doesn't have to give his chelik in the bread to be considered Uruv with everyone else, to matir, carrying from one place to the other. Ein Tzarech Shia Be'eruv Sharapruta. The Eruv does not need to have a Sharapruta. Menichin Oisai B'chotzer El B'bayis Sharori L'dira. You don't put it in a chotzer. It has to be in a house. Fuke Beishar. This is coming to exclude Beishar, a guardhouse or something like that. Chsadra or a machsan or a peses or a structure, any place where a porch. It has to be actually in a beis dira. It's Shehebo Arba Amos al Arba Amos has to be at least Dal al Dal. I feel who shukata, and even if it's like a treehouse, I'm not sure a treehouse. I mean, whatever. I'm not sure if it's a plane or okay, but it has to be a place where they sleep. I'm saying, feel shukata. In Regilim Litno Tami V'Bayis Yadua, if they always put it into one house, one specific house, Ein Lahem L'Shanoso. They shouldn't just switch it around. Litno V'Bayis Acher, Darkei Shalom. It's an interesting halacha, and it says that if it's someone's ruggle to have it in one house, you should not go ahead and move it to a different house stam, because they're going to think that look at the chush of the guy. Why'd you move it? That the guy, the guy must be they can't want to keep it in his house, so there's something wrong with the guy, or he's doing things which aren't peseder, and so therefore, also the Mishnah says, however, it's a thing if he paid for the right, then you don't have to, although some people still say afapikain, that even if he paid for it, it still doesn't, it's still not right, which is a general din extrapolate to other mitzvahs as well, that if someone's rugged to do a mitzvah, if you take that mitzvah away from him, then you can't take that mitzvah away unless it's, obviously it's clear and explain what, is a temporary thing, or the reason he can't do it anymore, whatever it is, because otherwise people will think that you took away his mitzvah because there's something wrong over here. He can't, there's something wrong with him. Whatever. So therefore the Shulchan Aruch says, Chazal say, person, they can't be careful. You have to be careful to someone's doing a mitzvah, even a mitzvah to Rabbanan of Eruvin, just putting it in his house. You have to be very nizar about how you deal with this. So afilu katan yachal ligbos eruv l'kabsa. Katan's allowed to go ahead and make an eruv. Hagav aminik b'zvan azel aniach eruv v'sakneses. And the Ramah says, the minig is, and actually I don't know what to do nowadays, is to put it in a shul. Therefore also you avoid the thing of Darkei Shalom, you put it in the shul, and even the shul is the Eruvin Shalom Yishalom Din Shituv. The reason why it's mutter, you don't need a beis dira, because the Ramah says that there are Eruvin as a din of Shituv Uvos, Ein Tzarech Laniach Beis Dira. That there are a few nafkaminas between, it's called Shituv Mevuos and Eruv Chatzeros. And the Ramah says that all our Eruvin really, we call it an Eruv, but it really has a din of a Shituv, and Shituv doesn't need actual beis dira to put it in. Because the point of Arvus, the idea of Arvus is that everyone can go ahead and make it one big happy family over here. So therefore, if you have it in one house, everyone can walk in the house, can take, that's why, the house is open, we're all like one big family, so it's okay to carry from one to the other. Shituv is a little bit different. Shituv is just, okay, we'll see in later Simanim, but it works, the idea is a little bit different. Tzarech litein kol ha'eruv v'chli echad, you have to put in one kli. Yichilku v'nasu m'shnei kelim, eino eruv, that's not called a good eruv. Elim ken yitzmal ha'echad v'az mutter, unless it fills you have a really small kli and it fills the whole thing. Hu shiyah shnei kelim v'vayis echad, that's as long as the two kelim are started in one house. Tzarech shelo yakbid shum echad mehem al eruvo, im yachalenu chavero. It has to be that people can't be makbid on each other if the other guy, if the other person would eat the eruv. In makbid, eruv. There's hakpada. Then there's eruv. If there's any hakpada between, it's interesting. The Rambam even holds the Shittas Rambam is that even if an Erev Shabbos, someone will come to someone's house and ask him for some food, and the guy says, "No, I don't want to give you," that is bevatel the whole Eruv. Because the idea of Eruv is ein hakpados. Everyone's biyachad, and therefore you can carry. But if there's any peda between any of them, like peda comes to come, you can eat my house, you can do whatever, then that doesn't. You can. L'chein tzarich l'zayer shelo la'ari v'davar shetikin l'tzarich Shabbos. Therefore, you shouldn't go ahead and you should not use like your challenge or something, or your lechem mishnah you need for Shabbos, because if someone's going to come and ask to have a pee, he will say, "I need it." What do you mean? I don't have lechem mishnah. Not going to. So it shows a certain any kapeda at all. It's mavata. We don't pass them like the Rambam, akadekach, but the point being is that shouldn't be any kapedas. I wasn't sure if, let's say, it's something which I did see, even if it's something which is, let's say, it's a hechsher not everyone eats, or that even unless it's like mamish iser, it's okay. Meaning even if it's a hechsher you eat, but this guy will never ever eat. It's still okay. The problem is the issue is more the kapeda between people, not personal chumras. Ema arvin a prusa feel he gedola harva. You shouldn't use a prusa even though it's very large. Of a shlema, unless it's like a very big prusa, not like a little slice, not like a little piece. Of a shlema feel ketanim ma'od ma'arvin in a little roll. It's okay. Uvad shehebahem kol kach shehebahem kishir. As long as there's a shear. However, if it's missing enough, like let's say it's a big bread and it's missing a large piece, that it's 1/48 of the shear of the thing. You can still ma'arva feel the even if challah wasn't taken, you can go ahead and you can use it for the eruv. However, if let's say it was broken and you took like we have by other dinei lechem mishnah or shalaim, that if you go ahead and you take a skewer and you stick it from side to side to mechaber the two pieces together, then you can't tell it was cut off. It looked like one whole thing. Then even if it's not huge, you can go ahead. It's like a shalem. You can go ahead and do eruv on it. That some say it doesn't mean you actually need a whole roll, a whole challah. It means that altogether it should be a shira pashalem. Therefore, the minig was to go ahead and get a little bit of flour from every house. And you go ahead and you make one big challah. It has to be that in the challah there's the shir of insurance on the chetz. We'll see the shir there. Even if there's a bit of kemach left, I feel lucky have a eruv. It's still in the eruv. We didn't like, well, this guy. Oh, yeah, that guy. We'll pick who's not going to be part of the eruv. It's still in the eruv. We'll go meilu echad mezaka lekulam. I did the hachi. Even the midig was to go ahead and kill to show the Arabs, everyone should take a little bit, but if someone's mezakeh for everyone, that's okay. And if a little gara from this case, where there's a little bit of what's it called left, no one's makbid, everyone's mezakeh for the other. If one person's mezakeh for everyone, then taka, he's allowed to go ahead and to even take a piece, because there's no, as Mr. there's no Eva involved, because if someone comes to, like they want to go out and take, and they see, it was taken before, it's not shalom, they're gonna get upset, and there's pedas, but if it's that this guy is doing the ravs, doing it for the whole area, or whatever it is, so then And no one else, and you can even use a prusa because there's no kpedus. No one's trying to say, hey, this is my part, this is my thing, or whatever. Ma'arvim apas oriz v'adashim, avalov apas deichan. You can go ahead and make an eruv with rice cakes. Okay, again, it's right. But pas oriz v'adashim, it doesn't have to be actual bread. Avalov apas deichan, there can't be pas deichan because it has to be something which is normally eaten. But deichan is more like an animal food or whatever. People don't usually eat it. So therefore you shouldn't use it to make an eruv. If I know that I understand, I think the minig is to use a piece of matzah. Let's see, that's the minig was to make the eruv on Erev Pesach. Someone wants to go ahead and give bread for everyone. Shaper dami, that's okay. As long as he gives it to someone else. So you have to, because then you can, din of zikui, zachin is the person you can't do mazaket for everyone unless you give it to someone else and he takes it, then that he makes a kinyan on it. That is, he becomes a shliach for everyone he's trying to, the person it's a schus for, or it's for everyone, and therefore he's a shliach. And it's mezakeh for everyone. So too, by here, you want to go ahead and make a mezakeh, the eruv to everyone, you have to give it to someone else. And when you're zeicha, you only have to pick it up at tefach, which is stira, because the mechaber paskins that the kiyan hagba in Choshen Mishpat is 3 tfachim. Here, the poskim say, well, for just to make an eruv, midaraisa, a tefach works, so therefore it's enough just to show it's a kinyan, symbolic kinyan, which I don't really understand because then why give it to anyone else? Like either it's a kinyan or it's not. Upon him, it's a little bit of a chiddush, but upon him that's a chayim kach gazru. The zakah or a mavoi, you have to go ahead and give it to the zakah in line for all the bnei or a mavoi. Chomish yitaisis b'yom zeh ve'elach. And the Rav does it. Anyone who was part of this eruv in the city, even anyone who moves in later, ish oyin she'afa bishon yizakeh beferish. And toisim aleim, even if it's not mezakeh bepeh, leiv bezim masne aleim, then that's understood. However, if more people come after the eruv, it gets less than the sheer eruv. Meaning they always have to check and see that the eruv does not get less, because if it gets less, then they have to do a zikui. When you do it with someone else's person shouldn't give it to his kids, his little kids. Gemara says ketanim. The shaila is, does ketanim mean ketanim mamish, like under bar mitzvah, or does it mean samich al shulchano, that they don't support themselves? So we're machmer for both. Afilim einam smuchin al shulchano, even if they're not samich al shulchano, if they're ketanim, it doesn't work. But it doesn't, you can't give it to Eved or Shifcha Knan because Yadam ki Yado. The problem over here by Katan and by Eved or Shifcha is that Yadam ki Yado, and therefore the kinyan doesn't work, the zikui doesn't work. However, if he has older kids, he can do that. Even if they're married, even if they're samich on the shulchan, if he supports them completely, then and he can do it. The other shivchasaho ivrim, I feel him ktanim, even if it's an evet ivri, even ktanim, because it's not yodo ki yodo, yodam ki yodo. While the ishto avishu mala mezainas, even though there's a din by ishto that yad isha kabayla, where he's supporting her, he gives her mezainas. V'fil ein la bayis mechatzer. He's allowed to give it to his wife, even though he gives her what's required of his mezainis. He gives, he gives her, clothes and houses her, feeds her. I feel ein la bayis b'chotzer, even if she doesn't have any separate house, it's his house, that's okay. Some say if his kids are samich, he's supporting them, he can't be mezakeh to him. Filhen gedolim, even if they're gedolim, because because something to do with yado ki yadam. It has to do with the idea of support, and that if he's supporting them, then he can't be mezakeh to them, because it's mitziyasam, that their mitziyah goes to him. Meaning, if they pick up a mitziyah, then that goes to the person who's supporting, or that goes to the mitziyas ishto. We'll see the second v'alei ishto shemala mazonos. That mitziyas ishto, any mitziyah that they find, or they win a contest, or something like that, goes to the person who's supporting them. Or he says that go support yourself. That still doesn't help, because her mitziyah goes to him. However, the poskim over there, the Sman, the Taz, and some poskim here, they all point out halacha min atzad, that this din of mitzias b'no bito, that if you're supporting them, goes to the parent. It says it's because of Ava, right? You're supporting them, they go ahead and they won the lottery. Well, they're a millionaire. And they're, strutting around, fancy car, whatever it is, and you have to go ahead and, be sure they have food every day. So there's a bit of Ava over there that, that, hey, wait a second, I'm killing myself to support you, and you should at least, okay, that's in some case, you should chip in. But to pay help with the expenses. However, the person can say that if it's a chiyuv to do it, if it's a chiyuv to go ahead and to support these people, then the mitzvah belongs to themselves. So therefore, children under 6, according to Chazal, you have to support no matter what. Over 6, nowadays the person do hold until they're 18 across the board. Whatever that Moshe says it, Rav Yosef, the chuvas from here in Eretz Yisrael, chuvas from the Bez, the Rabbanut, that all poskim across the board all say that you're chayv to support them until 18, for many different svaras, different reasons, but they all come to the same maskana. So therefore, it could be like if the kids do get a mitzvah, it would be theirs. Only also with a chassan, even if he's supporting a child, only if that was like part of the tanaim or something. I'm supporting you for a couple of years. Then the mitzvah would be theirs. Otherwise, it goes to the person who's supporting. However, if it's his son who's not samich al shulchano, who katan, this shita holds you're allowed to go ahead and give it and mezaker al yado. Bito shebagra in a smuch al shulchano, the isha she'ena ma'ala mezainos, ein la bayis b'chotzer, if she's supporting herself, or nagid, she's the breadwinner of the family, meaning it's not like shituf, but she mamish, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't do anything, right? Not talking about, even if he brings in a little bit, it's not talking about this case. It's a case where it says the lashon of the Mishnah Melech is Aniyah Seicher, that she's a big businesswoman, and she mamish, like the balance is so, like she literally, like, she's mamish in charge of the parnasa, and literally, supports, takes care of everything. So then, kun mezak al yada, and therefore, don't use your kids, just give it to someone else. The lacha is that if they're not samech al shulchano, or they're gadol, you can be mekel if there's no one else. V'chein gadol sheish lo isha, alav isha samech al shulchan aviv mezachin al yado, even if he's a gadol, and he's married, and he stays, and he eats by his father all the time, he can mezach al yado, afilu chachila, ve'in tzarech li'odia la'isam shezach alhem kodem Shabbos, you don't have to tell them about this, well, no, I'm machber, you don't have to say anything. That if you tell them, but if you know that they're, I don't know if they have different shitas, they're allowed to be metaltel on Shabbos of a pikain. B'nei chabura shayim mesubin le'echol v'kiddush aleim hayom. B'nei chabura who are sitting down, who are eating a suda, and suddenly they realize Shabbos came. They can use the bread on the table for an Eruv. As long as it's a house where you can go ahead and you can leave an Eruv. If they're eating out in the Chotzer, then no. If they have a bunch of bread in one of the houses, all they have to say, you know what, that bread it'll be for the Eruv, and that's fine. Apatropa shel katan, a person who is in charge of a katan, yachol la'arev biyado, he can do an Eruv, he can agree to an Eruv for the kid even without his rishos. Mitzvah lachzer achar Eruv v'chatzeros, you're allowed to go ahead and to go after, it's a mitzvah, it's a mitzvah to try to go ahead and make an Eruv. There's a special mitzvah to make an Eruv. However, I do know that, like I said, there's a discussion on Mishnah and it's true is they make an Eruv for people who are Varyanim, who don't care about Eruvin. He said there's no mitzvah because you don't have to go, I always make a chachila Eruv, obviously fine. A person shouldn't make a b'diavad Eruv just to be kind and say, okay, I made an Eruv, so they don't care about, Torah mitzvahs. There's no mitzvah to go ahead and make a very b'diavad Eruv, to go ahead and to make, and to just to say they won't carry. There's a mitzvah to make a kosher Eruv. That's okay, but not to like just make kilo, okay, well, at least it won't be over their ISIS or I don't know, whatever, that doesn't, that's not going to help. If
trying to make an Eruv like every week versus once a year.
No, I mean stam Eruv, an Eruv, and make an Eruv. It's a mitzvah to try to make an Eruv. Not anytime, every Shabbos, to have it every Shabbos, whatever. Make an Eruv in the city, make an Eruv in the area.
It's usually mechadish the Eruv once a year.
Right, I'm talking about every Shabbos to make the Eruv every Shabbos, to make an Eruv, stam. To set up an Eruv in the city, set up an Eruv in the neighborhood, in the building, whatever it is, it's a mitzvah, considered a mitzvah. So therefore, it's the next step is mevarach al mitzvahs Eruv. It's a mitzvah, you make a bracha of al mitzvahs Eruv, because there is a mitzvah to go ahead and to try to, Chachamim says it's a mitzvah to go ahead and try to make Eruvin. Eimasa mevarach v'shash makabetz oisa b'bnei chotzer, then you make the bracha when you go ahead b'shash mezakilahem, either when you gather everything together, all the pieces of bread, whatever it is, or you're mezakeh to him. V'omer b'hadein eruva yeshralan la'fuke la'ulim min mabatim l'chotzer min l'chotzer l'batim v'bayis l'bayis l'chol l'batim sheb'chotzer, in this nusach you say, in gavu eruv v'lo baruchu alav, if they collected the eruv, you just mezakeh without making a bracha, ein a bracha ma'akeves, return the tiltul, you're allowed the taltel, you're supposed to go ahead and the taltel, but it does not, the bracha is not ma'akev, al-kupanim, is a mitzvah to make an Eruv, and therefore you should make the bracha, and I guess we'll stop here.